On this episode of My So-Called Podcast, we're going to go back to November 10th, 1996.
We're going to discuss Spice from the Spice Girls and Jingle All the Way from director Brian Levant.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Eric, how you doing?
It's me, Eric
Eric
Spiegel.
Oh, yeah, Eric Spiegel.
Yeah, I'm your co-host.
Right. That's right.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
I got this mic on the... I need to put it on that heart thing.
You're good.
How do I sound? How are my levels?
You sound... let me check them. Give me...
Yeah. Hey, the producer in the box, just
Yes.
give me a thumbs up if I'm coming in strong.
A little... No, yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay, thanks. It's hard
That's
to get good
stuff.
interns in Missouri.
It is. It is.
Gary,
Yeah,
you are Gary Linton.
I am.
And I...
The one... Well, I can't say the one and only because my father's name is Gary Linton, and his father was Gary Linton.
Really? You're the
No.
third? Just
No,
a second.
Just a second.
You having a Christmas beer?
That I am, because this is December.
Yeah,
It's
December. It's the first the commemorative first December episode of My So-Called Podcast. When you have a little Christmas beer and you warm your cockles beside your microphone.
We've trimmed our beards.
Yep. And I've trimmed your beard with ornaments.
Thank you. I'm parched, right?
Yeah.
Because
and I brought you some hot wassail.
yes.
Because earlier we went wassailing.
Right. We caroled with some carols, and that carol, she was awfully, I don't know.
Are you doing Carol the movie?
I think so.
I don't think Carol from Carol would carol.
No, she would not.
She seemed pretty uncomfortable wrapping that train set. She had like 2 drinks going.
Yeah, she's just concerned about being a lesbian. I actually haven't seen Carol.
Oh, you can borrow it. I have it. It's quite good. Maybe you shouldn't pull that for a joke reference if you don't know anything about it. Gary.
I mean, that's all I know is that she's a lesbian.
Yep. Okay. Well, that story does check out. That is part of the movie.
I'm going to make a joke. It's going to be the only thing I know about it.
We're going caroling with Carolyn, and she's like, "Where's all the broads?"
Exactly. This is My So-Called Podcast, a podcast about not all that junk that we were just talking about, but about...
just the 90s.
Yeah, movies.
It's a podcast where we talk about the 1990s.
The greatest decade ever.
Yeah, you pick a week, you pick a movie, you pick an album, and they're all good.
Right. The album and the movie have to be kind of around the week that we pick.
And no matter what week we've gone back to so far
it's
since
all good
2014,
it's all good.
It's all good.
Exactly.
It's been all very good.
This week we're going back and we're going to talk about the first album from Spice Girls.
Spice.
Called Spice.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was their original band name.
Oh, just Spice?
Yep, but then it turned out when they
the
signed their record deal...
Dune sued them?
Yeah, it was mostly about getting the spice and them getting blue eyes.
Mining the spice.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, they had to rewrite this entire album's lyrics when Frank Herbert wouldn't sign over the rights. So it made it about more about nudity and sex and stuff, whatnot, relationships, which is a little bit more, blasé.
Exactly.
Sandworms and what.
Up their alley.
Yeah. No, they were called Spice, and then they signed their first album deal, and there was a rapper named Spice.
You're telling me that they were called Spice, and then they signed an album deal? These ladies were not brought together by the record company to...
I'll tell you more about that later, Gary.
Ooh, that's what we call a teaser.
Yeah. I'll tell you more about teasing after we finish recording the show.
Like that Carol. Come on, Carol.
Man, I hope we keep going back to this. You have limitless things to say about the film Carol.
I don't. And then the movie that came around.
Oh, yeah, the movie that came out around that time, Jingle All the Way, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, directed by Brian Levant.
The auteur, Brian Levant.
Yeah, it was a Brian Levant joint.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems to me that this is what we usually do for this podcast, so we should know the drill by now.
Yeah, the drill bit. We go ahead and set the stage.
Was I supposed to watch Drill Bit Taylor?
Yes.
I didn't.
Eric. Always falling down on the job.
Much like Arnold Schwarzenegger in this film.
Well,
or, I assume,
his job,
Drill Bit Taylor.
If his job is being a dad.
Ugh.
Right?
Whoa, man. Do you want some toast with that burn, Arnold?
Do people eat toast with burns?
I don't know how that...
okay.
Could somebody... how about this? This is more up to date.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Can somebody please call a coroner? Because I've just witnessed a murder.
Yeah. That is... murder is very in these days.
No, I just mean people say that when somebody gets roasted on Twitter. They're
okay.
like, I'd like to report...
Dude.
Moida. Moida
right.
and the foist.
Okay.
Gary, trivia is getting hot in here.
Oh, okay.
Speaking
Nelly.
of burns,
Yep.
you noticed that on the social medias that Nelly is working really hard to try to get Bryce Harper to come on to be a Cardinal.
I read that on our local newspaper today that he was doing that.
He did
on the Instagram. He was gramming.
He wasn't gramming out of nowhere because Bryce Harper took Chris Bryant to go see the Nelly and Florida Georgia Line show in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And went backstage to meet Nelly, and Nelly selfie went live and said, "We got to get you coming to St. Louis and the Cardinals. We're going to make it happen tonight. We're making it happen."
Right. Oh, nice.
And
Nelly is a great ambassador for the Gateway to the West.
I just put my hand over my heart and I just think about Nelly and all the great things he's done for St. Louis.
Yes. Yeah.
He's getting us some social media clicks. And then I think Bryce Harper retweeted the picture and said represent in the 314. So he knows our area.
He knows, yeah. He's called somebody in St. Louis before.
Yep. So I think it's pretty locked up, Gary.
Yeah. Okay. What's the score? You didn't give us the score.
The Bryce Harper thing.
Yeah, okay.
I'm willing to contribute $10 to getting Bryce Harper here.
It's more than I'm willing to. Score of trivia.
19.
Okay.
Is my score.
Ooh, 19.
And your score is 19.
What? Shut up! That's the same score.
So we go to 20.
Yeah.
And so I think before we start asking questions, then we should have some ground rules.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Yes.
What are the ground rules?
What are the ground rules?
Well, we can do it one of two ways.
Okay.
We could say whoever gets the most right today wins.
Okay, that's one way. Yep.
Or whoever gets... No, I can't think of another one.
No, right.
I mean, that's probably the best way to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be you get one right. If I ask you first and then you get a tie, I mean, then it's sudden death. It's sudden death. Then.
It's sudden death. So whoever doesn't answer a question right dies.
Yeah.
Okay.
They get moited.
They get moited.
Yeah.
Now you're speaking my language.
Exactly. I know.
Where'd he go? He went down that alley, Coppa.
Okay.
So you being the guest, you can choose to either be asked or get asked.
I'll go ahead and I'll have you ask me first.
Who won 3 Emmys in the 1990s for her role as a mom and as a town doctor.
Jane Seymour? Okay, is it Katie Seagal? No. Okay, who we got?
Kathy Baker from Picket Fences.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Come on up, Kathy! Right. You've won the 3rd Emmy! So that's a 0 for you.
Yeah. So this is what Caribbean nation tried to shoot down a private plane carrying Jimmy Buffett and bonobos, mistaking them for drug traffickers. And that's Bono.
U2's Bono.
I
mean, I think the most tragic thing about this is that Bono hung out with Jimmy Buffett one time.
Well, right. But what Caribbean nation?
All right, I would say Caribbean nation of Cuba.
Oh, that's a good guess, but can I get a sound? Yeah, it is Jamaica.
Jamaican me crazy.
No, don't do that. That's highly racist.
I-re.
No, don't.
Shoot down that plane.
Don't do that.
What did McDonald's outlets in India decide?
I think we had this question.
Okay. What world leader promised to present Louis Farrakhan with a $1 billion donation?
The world leader of Israel? All right.
That was Muammar Gaddafi.
Oh, okay.
That was 1996. Muammar Gaddafi, still in the news. Huh? I feel like he was early 90s news or late 80s.
I think he was still around now.
He was still hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yep.
19 to 19.
Yep, we're still there. So what zippy brand name did Microsoft create to market its OLE componentware controls? I think we got, this is early enough in the podcast that Paul might still be listening. He might know the answer.
What zippy brand name?
Yes. Did Microsoft
get to name its OLE?
Componentware controls.
Ole?
No. It is.
That was pretty good, right?
Yeah. It's ActiveX.
Oh.
You know,
I don't remember that.
ActiveX. That's what the Xbox was named after.
Oh, that's where the X came from.
Yeah, it was originally called the ActiveXbox. But
yeah. Learn a little something. Yeah. How about this? What title does Sarah Ferguson's divorce agreement prohibit her from being addressed as?
Duchess of York?
Royal Highness.
Oh,
she can't be referred to as
the Royal Highness.
Royal Highness.
All right, Eric.
Only Snoop Dogg can be
referred
to
Royal Highness.
As Royal
You
Highness.
You ready to win trivia, Eric?
I'm ready, Gary.
All right. What puppet from Late Night with
Now you're speaking my language.
From Late Night with Conan O'Brien.
Ooh, I could answer it just from that.
Yeah. Popularized the catchphrase, for me to poop on.
That would be Triumph, the insult comic dog.
That is correct.
And with 1 point, I pull ahead and win trivia. Nice. 20 to 19.
Excellent. Wow. What a game.
Man,
oh my gosh.
The audience is on their edges of their seats.
They're riding in the streets.
Down, everybody.
Yeah, please. We need order. God. All right, we're going to do the top 10 singles that were... I guess I owe you a Coke.
A steak.
Oh, yes, a steak.
Steaks. There's steaks involved.
Oh, I thought we were doing Coke.
It's not the 80s.
No, you're right.
It's the 90s.
So we're going to do the top 10 singles that were released the same time that the Spice Girls released their album in the UK, Spice.
Yep. That's right, Gary. And it wouldn't be a My So-Called Podcast without the top 10 singles of the correct week.
That's true. We need the correct
Would you like to tell us a little bit about what kind of music you were listening to when Spice came out? Were you aware of Spice?
Well, I don't think I was aware of them this early in the life cycle of it. But Wannabe was a single that came out
in the summer.
Yeah.
In the summer.
I mean, I knew that song, but even then, I don't think I knew it in 96.
No, I think it took a little while.
No, I think I did. I remember watching it down at college, freshman year.
I saw the video on MTV that fall.
Yeah.
So it took a little while to catch on. Fall,
so, and I remember, well, we'll talk about it right after we talk about these top 10 singles.
Yeah, tell me those singles. Well, I don't know why you're dragging your feet.
Let me give you the singles.
Give me the singles.
Number 10, you better give me those singles.
No, I want those singles.
Number 10, Nobody by Keith Sweat, featuring Athena Cage, Luke's sister.
Nobody knows.
Look at this guy. You got two of them there. Number 9, Twisted by Keith Sweat.
Twisted. Yep. Like a sister.
Number 8, Where'd You Go? Huh? Where'd You Go? By No Mercy.
Don't know that one.
I'm not familiar with it either. Number 7, Mouth by Meryl Bainbridge.
Oh, I remember that one. In your mouth, I wanna taste it. Don't let you are wasted.
I don't think I do remember that one.
You know what I'm talking about, Gary.
I don't, but I'm gonna go and pretend I do.
It was sort of sexually suggestive.
I bet. Mouth. Yeah. Number 6, This Is for the Lover in You. Babyface featuring LL Cool J, H. Hewitt, Jay Watley, and Jay Daniels.
And I remember that went like this.
Snaps.
Babyface. All my songs like this in the background.
Number 5, Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton. Always breaking the charts with Unbreak My Heart.
Yes. Hey, Tony, I already broke it. What am I, some sort of unbreaker?
Right.
No.
Who am I, Bruce Willis with
exactly. Number 4, Macarena by Los Del Rio.
The number 1 song of 1996 and everyone's most hated song of 1996.
Except for number 3, I Love You, Always Forever by Donna Lewis. Number 2, It's All Coming Back to Me Now.
Of course, it's all coming back to me. It's all coming back to me. Come back to me now. And I'm not Meatloaf, I'm Celine Dion.
By that chanteuse, Celine Dion.
French.
Yep. And number 1, No Diggity.
No doubt.
Exactly. By Blackstreet, featuring
Dr.
the good
Dre.
Doctor himself.
The Doctor. A friend of the show.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre.
You know, high on that chronic.
Number 11 this week was Pony by Genuine.
Oh, yep.
Which makes me think of a muscled and oiled. What's his bucket?
I don't know.
What's that guy's name?
Genuine?
Magic Mike.
Oh, yeah. See, I haven't seen that one either.
What's Magic Mike? What's his name? What's that guy's name? Channing Tatum.
Matthew McConaughey.
Not gonna work here anymore. Yeah. Channing Tatum. He's muscled and oiled. He dances to Pony in both Magic Mike and Magic Mike XXL.
Oh, really? Yeah. And the second one?
Yeah.
So they did not go back to the well.
They did. They went back to the well a little bit in that one.
Okay.
But Magic Mike XXL is fun to watch. They're both fun.
I mean, I guess for a rehash.
No, it's a hash. It's its own hash.
Sure. Hashtag
rehash. Muscle bodies.
Oh, okay.
Hashtag we're gonna get abs like that. You know what I mean? Question mark.
What?
In Magic Mike.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how hashtags work.
Sure. Eric, let's start talking about Spice. I love it. I can't get enough of it. Spice.
I want the spice. I will mine the spice. I must have it.
It's some good Dune.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You ever watched Dune?
I haven't watched all of it. No, I've seen.
Yeah, I've
seen it.
I think that's everybody's experience with
of
Dune. You ever try to read Dune?
No, I've never tried to read Dune.
I've heard it's all right.
Yeah. I've heard that also. From Jerk Faces.
All right, so I'm going to read to you, Gary.
All right, let me get in my bed. Because you're going to read to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man, you got my hopes up.
Yeah.
All right. Wanted. Are you 18 to 23 with the ability to sing/dance? Are you streetwise, outgoing, ambitious, and dedicated? Heart Management Limited are a widely successful music industry management consortium currently forming a choreographed, singing, dancing, all-female pop act for a recording deal. Open audition. Dance Work, 16 Balderton Street, Friday, 4th March, 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Please bring your sheet music and a backing cassette.
Eric, that was a horrible bedtime story.
So that was the ad that was placed in the stage in February 94 when a couple of dudes, Bob and Chris Herbert, gathered together a industry consortium.
Yeah.
To create a band.
Oh, right. Yep.
And that band eventually, through some trials and tribulations.
Yeah, okay.
A couple of years later,
I would
became
imagine
the Spice Girls.
Posh Spice did not respond to that ad.
It was actually
Spice?
Victoria, Melanie, and Michelle.
Who's Michelle?
Who is Michelle? They were among the first 12 women chosen to go on to a second round. Jerry Halliwell attended the second audition without coming to the first.
Okay.
And then they kind of did some rehearsing and whatnot with 12 people. And Adams, Brown, Chisholm, Halliwell, and Stevenson were selected for a band called Touch. They moved to a house, worked on demos, worked on choreography.
You gotta work on them demos.
And then...
I worked a demo in college.
A few months into the training period, Michelle Stevenson, was fired from the group and replaced with Emma Bunton.
Oh, that's... and you might know her as a Baby Spice.
Right. So we had our group. Around that time, Halliwell called the band Spice because they had a song named Spice.
Oh,
and then when they
we're the Spice.
Yeah, and the people that created them kind of lost interest in them, and they sort of shopped themselves around in Los Angeles after touring a bunch. And once they got their recording contract, it turned out there was some rapper in Southern California named Spice.
Okay,
so they changed their name to Spice Girls.
That works out. Okay, so I'm not 100% on that Scary Spice. Hey-o. No, just kidding.
And then, so they, in 1996, they released their single and their album, the one we listened to.
Well, that's a fascinating history, Eric.
Spice, the album. So, Gary, obviously created in a laboratory to have different kinds of women that people will be attracted to. Have different kinds of dancing, to have different types of personalities, to make sure that we all are aroused and excited and want to be them.
Yes.
And want to, okay? My question is, either the first 3 songs on this album, the singles, the 3 singles, are a lot better than everything else on the album, and the rest of it's filler.
Yeah.
Or all the songs are pretty much the same. It's just that you're familiar with the first 3 songs because they were on the radio.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. That's not a bad question, Eric. I think Love Thing, is that the one I'm thinking of? So that's track 4.
Play me a little of that.
Yeah, I think this song could be a Toni Braxton, Monica, Brandy song.
I feel like it's more like early 90s Lisa Stansfield.
Maybe. So that one definitely...
that sounded older than 1996.
Well, and it could have been. No, I think all these other songs are not good. And you can make a case that...
The Other Seven. The Other Seven. Had you ever heard The Other Seven before?
I'm kind of thinking I might have heard one of these. What do you think you are? Or maybe Naked? I don't know. Would any of those get any play?
I don't know. Track 8, Something Kinda Funny, seems like if I had to pick one to be the fourth single, I would have picked that. But just to refresh people's memory, or... before we really lay into these 7 crappy songs, the first single was Wannabe. We were saying the first song we ever heard because we watched the video. That's how most people experience the Spice Girls to begin with.
Yes. And I remember seeing it and thinking... Yep. That's how it starts.
It's a tracking shot, the video.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you that when I first heard it, I was like, well, this is a fun song.
It is a fun song.
Yeah. I mean, that was my initial thinking.
So, yeah.
I didn't immediately turn it off.
And, like they had predicted, there's gonna be somebody in the band you're attracted to. Mm-hmm. And the camera moves a lot. They're dancing a lot.
Well, right. I think they knew they had a hit with this song. I mean, it's the first track. It was the single that was released a good 6 months before, 4 months before,
3 or 4 months.
Yeah. So, I think they knew this was going to be a hit.
I think it holds up.
Yeah,
it's a good pop single.
It's a good pop single.
Yeah. My favorite song by the Spice Girls is track 2. Say You'll Be There.
You know what I wish, while re-listening to Say You'll Be There, I would have hoped that, like, Posh Spice would have pulled out a nice harmonica at the end there, and she was the one playing that harmonica.
I don't think they were above such cheap tricks.
No, yeah. Cheap Trick. There's a band we need to talk about.
Yeah, they're a little better than the Spice Girls.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like this song.
It's okay. I don't know.
You don't like the harmonica?
I love it. That's the part of the video where they're just posing at the end.
I like this song's a little funkier.
Yeah.
Bass line.
Yeah, I think that
you play the bass?
I do, yeah. I slap at the bass.
Does it make you want to slap at the bass?
Yeah.
Now, how do they decide which of the 5 of them are going to sing which lines of songs?
Re-listening to it, I think it seems like that Mel C, right? She's sporty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably has one of the stronger voices.
Yeah.
Where Posh...
I don't think Posh can sing.
I don't think so either.
She's the pretty one.
Yeah. And
she's the one I had a crush on.
Oh, right, sure.
I mean... Did you have a crush on a Spice Girl?
Probably Jerry Halliwell.
Yeah?
Yeah.
More than Baby?
Yeah.
I think objectively, Scary Spice is the prettiest.
Maybe.
She's definitely aged the best, too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
She's still a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
The third single, To Become One, the Slow Jam.
It's a dirty song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I have an anecdote about this one.
I love anecdotes. Can I hear it?
Let's work it out, boy. Let's work it out, boy.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the one where they're in the foreground of the video and like cars and stuff are moving super fast in the background. Like 24 hours of cars.
Yeah, it is a slow jam.
It's a slow jam.
Mm-hmm. It makes me...
We'll get to the chorus and just this is...
Makes me want to, get the fire going. Sleep on the bearskin rug.
Yeah, drop a strawberry into your champagne flute.
She needs some loving like she never had loving before.
Make love to Gary Baby.
Back for more.
I had a little love. Now I'm back for more.
Exactly. Just a little love.
So
why do you got to insult me like that?
On the strength of those 3 singles, we could safely assume, and their accompanying videos, The album peaked at number 1 in more than 17 countries, was certified multi-platinum in 27 countries, platinum in 14, gold in 3, and has sold a total of how many million copies worldwide, Gary?
150 million copies.
23 million copies. Oh. The best-selling album in music history by a girl group. One of the most successful albums of all time.
Girl group. It's kind of crazy because this was, the Mama, Who Do You Think You Are was released as a single.
Yeah, the official Comic Relief single in UK as a double A-side with Mama.
Mm-hmm.
So they had more hits in the UK than they had here.
Okay.
I mean, okay. To Become One. I'll just tell you that anecdote real fast, and then we can dive into the back half.
Sure.
We thought that song was hilarious when I lived in the dorms.
I think
with a bunch of dudes.
Anecdote. Yeah, did you do a video of it?
Yeah, right? we made a replica of the video with just all like 20-year-old dudes singing to the camera.
Nice.
The chorus was like 20 guys on a bunk bed, like swaying and singing the chorus. It's pretty sweet.
Just lip syncing, right? Or actually?
Oh no, really singing.
Oh man, nice.
You haven't really lived until you've heard 20 college guys going, "I need some love like I never needed love before."
I guess I've not lived.
Nope.
Okay.
Not yet.
Nope.
So you just said that Mama. Track 7 or track 6 was the other single. And I would say this strikes me as more of a Take That or Robbie Williams-ish.
Yeah. I mean, Mama, You're My Friend, right? That was the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics are pretty straightforward. They're about one of the Spice Girls' moms, apparently.
Yeah. Not to jump off of Mama, but can we talk about track 5? And what does Last Time Lover even mean?
Well, let's talk about the musical qualities of Mama real fast.
Okay. I mean, it's fine.
It's very 90s.
Yeah.
The productions.
It's just, this one, I see why this was their next single.
Yeah, I think if I had this album and I was a 12-year-old girl, I'd like this one.
Yeah.
Okay. They do have a weird audience. Like, dudes who think they're hot and little girls.
Well, I don't think they realize that little girl fan base, because I remember that first she was going by Sexy Spice, and then they were like, whoa, maybe we should change that up since all these little girls like you. So then she went by Ginger Spice.
I didn't remember that little detail. Yeah. I remember I worked in a day camp for kindergarten through 5th grade kids, summer of 98, and everybody under the age of 7 had the Spice World album.
Oh, yeah. That was even more so for... I bet you that one was even...
That was like 5 or 6 months
I bet you that's probably tamer, because they knew who their audience was then. Where this one, like, 2 Becomes 1, and
there's a song about getting naked.
Yeah, which, I mean, I like... Not the song, just the idea.
Just the idea that people get naked sometimes.
Well, right.
Is reassuring.
Exactly. I mean, there's got to be certain time. I mean, I guess I don't want to body shame. Anybody can get naked.
Yeah.
But
no, you just want people to get naked everywhere.
It's something I'm pro.
So you were going to launch into a scathing...
what does Last Time Lover even mean? Is it like... Because she says, this... Do you want to be my last time? It could be your first time. And it's like, what? Wait, so you're done?
Okay, well, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Treat me right all night. Makes me feel good, like you should.
No, I'm on board.
Listen up, I gotta tell ya about the ins and outs and goings on. Little innuendo there.
Yep.
I wouldn't tell just anybody about the fox that I've been chasing. He's resistant, not persistent. It didn't stop me from homing in. Homing in?
Yes.
'Cause I'm choosy, not a floozy.
That's true.
I get my hit, and then I run with it. Okay, so here's the chorus. I have an idea of what I think this song is about, but we're getting to the chorus here. Last time lover, parentheses lover. Do you think I'm really cool and sexy? And I know you want to get with be?
Yes.
Last time lover, parentheses lover.
Yes.
Do you want to be my last time baby?
That's the one that
Could it be your first time maybe?
Maybe, right. Do you want to be my last time baby? What?
She's dying, I think.
Oh.
She was hunting foxes.
Okay.
She accidentally got shot by one of the other hunters.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's dying, but she wants some deathbed nookie.
Tally ho.
Even if he's a virgin, she's cool with it.
She's okay. He's an orderly. He's an intern at the hospital.
Right. She's making those bat in her eyes in the ICU. Wait. Let's see if the second verse helps us. We got up and down to it. Oh, yeah. More innuendo.
Her bed goes up and down in the hospital.
Like the dirty bass in the music. And you know about slapping the bass.
I know about slapping the bass.
I got my major chords strumming.
More bass talk.
Yeah. Got some time. And then we were really buzzing.
I mean, you play chords on the bass, right?
No.
No.
First bite whet my appetite. Ooh, a little hot in the color.
Exactly.
Second helping's always better. Started getting burning hot.
But the second helping...
I found my pride not easy. Time. I slowed it down and said stop.
Tease. Brother, please.
Wow, there's a lot of lyrics to this song.
Memories.
It's so long.
It's a bad song. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Hey, folks, you've heard it here first.
Well, it sounds like this, everybody.
We don't have to play it.
Yeah, we do.
We're going to get kicked
Nobody
off
wants...
of
We're talking about
exactly.
it.
Exactly. Still going to get...
So it's a slow jam as well.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
He's slapping the bass right there.
Mama was at 5 minutes.
Don't just list the length of everything. Okay. We know that you're pressed for time.
Maybe that's why I liked Wannabe. 2:53. Nice.
It didn't waste my precious time.
Exactly.
I've gotta go to bed, you loud kids.
Hey, it started and then it ended. It was like, yes.
I think my favorite track on the back half, the back 7 of this album is Something Kind of Funny.
Okay. It's not If You Can't Dance.
I'm snapping my fingers like Babyface. I like this bass line. Boom, 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 boom.
That's some good stuff.
I can dance to this.
Yeah, you are dancing to it. Hey, listeners, he's dancing.
Whoa!
He's like, whoa!
Wow, look at me go!
I don't know if he's having a seizure now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this should have been the 4th single.
Sure.
The worst one on the back 7. What do you think?
If you can't dance.
Oh, yeah. Don't they steal what's in a different rap song?
Yeah, the Humpty Dance.
Yeah, Digital Underground.
Yep. Yes.
And they try to rap.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There's also a bit of rap in Wannabe.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me.
And then there was another one.
Yeah, this is just straight up Digital Underground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's a sample as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But this is bad stuff. And there's those voice sirens.
Oh, you heard this on the way over here.
Yeah.
It bothered you. Yeah, that one's just a total...
Exactly. A poop, folks.
They pooped that one out.
Poop.
No, thank you. And Naked's not good either.
No.
I mean, even though they talk about being naked the whole song.
Right, which I'm all for.
Right. You used to live in a nudist colony.
Exactly.
You lived like your whole teen years in a nudist colony.
What was I thinking?
Only clothed at high school.
It was the worst experience of my life.
High school?
Yes.
But not because of the clothing.
No.
Just other reasons that we won't get into. It was a whole soccer story.
Exactly.
I got from the team, and then they were the best team. And
I had some acne.
Right. Girls.
Omaha. Yep.
Well, that was later.
That was in college, yep.
All right. Oh, and number 4, Love Thing. That's not very good either.
I didn't have that on my track. Oh, number 4. Oh, no, this is a bad song, too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This song sounds like a pretend Spice Girls song.
Right. I don't know what this was. This is a bad song.
Yeah, it's very transparent that they knew the first 3 were good.
Right.
Put them first.
Yeah, put them first. And then the rest of it just kind of, I mean, they're all over the place. They're just throwing everything at the wall.
Yep.
You know. And
it's whatever kind of music, whatever kind of dancing, whatever kind of girl.
It was all.
They sing with their accents. I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, especially
they're really trying to channel that British energy, that British vibe.
Right.
Ginger's got
a lot
the
of
Union Jack.
Yeah.
Their van in the Spice World movie had the Union Jack on.
Yeah, there's a lot of Union Jack imagery in. Amongst the Spice Girls.
You were complaining about having to listen to this and watch this movie before we started. Ooh, peek behind the curtain.
That doesn't sound like me, Eric.
But at least you didn't have to watch the Spice Girls movie.
That's true.
I didn't make you do that.
No.
With those dudes that did this Two Become One video with me.
Yeah.
We thought it would be funny to go to the theater and all go see Spice World, the movie, on opening day.
Uh-huh. And was it?
And there was like 15 or more of us, and we were all being pretty rowdy before the movie started.
Yeah, that makes sense.
One of the managers of the theater came in, and he's like, guys, there's people here that actually want to watch the movie. And we're like, prove it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
And then he pointed to some children. We were like,
wah, wah. I guess you were put in your place.
Yeah. Children need to be protected from loud boys.
Right.
Well, Gary.
Yes, Eric.
We have a rating system here.
Yeah, we do.
I think 4 would be like coriander.
Okay, all right.
3. Cinnamon, yeah. 2 would be like...
cinnamon and spice, right?
Yeah. 2 would be like marjoram.
Okay, yeah.
And 1 would be like ghost pepper chili powder.
Oh,
it's too hot.
Okay, I was trying to think of something that might be kind of a bland spice, but
bland spice. Like she was cut from the band really early.
Just some generic steak spice.
Generic steak spice didn't even make it past the first auditions.
I'm gonna give this 2 stars.
Really?
Maybe. I mean, those.
You didn't seem to enjoy anything on the album. What are you talking about?
I mean, those first 3 songs are okay, and like I said, Wannabe's still actually pretty good, and it might be just on the strength of that. I guess you talked me down to 1 star.
Yeah, I think you are 1 star, and I am 1.5 stars.
Okay, sounds good.
That's correct.
I'm feeling generous.
Yeah, I don't know. You should channel some of that generosity in my direction, not the Spice Girls. They don't need it. They're super rich.
Yeah, but all right.
Well, Gary, we did that.
We did it.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back on the second half of the show and talk about Jingle All the Way.
What's his name again?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
The first holiday film and the third family film by Mr. Schwarzenegger.
But fourth comedy.
Fourth. Well, I mean, you could split hairs with family film.
Yeah.
I suppose, with twins. So. But anyway, come on back when we discuss that delightful holiday favorite.
Every holiday season, there's one toy everyone has to have.
I want the Turbo Man action figure with the arms and legs that move, and the Rocket Warren jetpack, and the boomerang shooter.
Getting it is every child's dream.
Whoever doesn't can be a real loser.
Finding it.
You got the doll, right?
Is this father's nightmare.
I'll get that toy. I promise.
Whoa! Nothing like waiting till the last minute, Howard, sir.
Especially on Christmas Eve.
Turbo Man, you're mine!
They're all gone.
These two are looking for a
just left.
Now, it's two fathers.
This is wow.
One mission.
Oh, baby.
And every man for himself.
I'm thinking maybe, we could join up as a team. Like Starsky and Hutch.
We're late delivery of Turbo Man at Toy Works. Let's go.
Is there a problem, officer?
You can never do too much to make a child's Christmas magical.
Hey, buddy.
From the director of Mrs. Doubtfire.
You want a Turbo Man for Christmas? Forget it. I'm not going to sit in your lap.
Tony, show him.
That was taken this morning.
And from the director of The Flintstones.
Don't open that up. No.
Of course, there's some assembly required.
You know what you guys are? Nothing but a bunch of sleazy con men in red suits.
Hey, welcome back to my so-called podcast. I hope everybody.
We also call ourselves a bunch of sleazy con men in red suits.
That's us.
Welcome back, Gary.
Yeah, we just got done talking about Spice from Spice Girls. That's the name of that band.
Yep.
And now we're gonna
hard to forget.
Yeah, we're gonna segue into Jingle All the Way, a movie that came out roughly around the same time in November of 1996.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to release Christmas movie to find the right time. Because if you get it out there too early, who wants to see a Christmas movie yet? And then maybe it's
out of the
theaters.
Yep.
But if you release it too late, it's definitely nobody's going to see it, and
money.
they're not going to make any money because it's
people
challenging.
Will see it. It's just that you're not as in right. If you release it, say on December 21st, it's like you'll have 4 days or 3 days of making money. But,
Right. So it's tricky. I mean, I always wondered who goes to see Christmas movies in early November. And usually, first weekend, that's the big Bafo BO.
The Bafo BO is the first weekend. You got to get in there the first weekend, and that's your Bafo BO.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always, even as a child, I thought...
even as a wee lad.
I would read the box office releases.
You were such a strange child,
I would... And this is not made up. I would be like, I don't know when you release a Christmas movie these days, Your
little... why did you not end up...
Just imagine me. I've got...
movie mogul.
The St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I've got my
you should be
green banker's shade on. I'm counting piles of my own money.
Oh, I thought you would at least have the Variety, a home subscription for Variety.
I'll be like, wow, where is the Santa Claus going to get Bafo BO?
Exactly.
These are the things that keep me up at night. This one they decided to go with smack dab in the middle of November, a little before Thanksgiving, which is kind of, I guess, the tried and true way to do it.
Yeah, that's when
Netflix dropped The Christmas Chronicles.
Yeah, I already watched that one.
AKA Hot Santa.
Yeah, well, you know what? Captain Ron is hot anything.
Still hot.
Yep.
Still hot. Still married to Goldie Hawn.
Yep.
Still happily married.
He must be doing something right.
She keeps coming back for more. She's his last time lover, Gary. I think that's what it means. I'm not going to have any more other lovers after you.
Oh, I see.
I've had a lot of lovers, but you'll be the last lover that I have. But I don't think last time lover conveys that. But I do think that's what it's supposed to mean.
Because last time's like, well, that was the last time I'm hanging up my genitals.
I won't be needing these anymore. I'm going to hang them on a coat rack.
Don't bother.
Just smooth down there.
Exactly.
Can't even pee.
Yep. That's what I thought when I heard Last Time Lover.
It's sort of like a Spice Girls David Cronenberg mix.
Yeah.
It's like body horror. What movie are we doing?
Jingle All the Way.
Okay. How do we introduce that? Oh, we talk about the movies that were out.
The top 10 movies that were also out that week.
So it's late November. It's 1996. You can go to the Cinemaplex. Mm-hmm. You can go see a film. You could go to see what was number 10, The First Wives Club.
Oh, speaking of Goldie Hawn.
Number 9, Sleepers.
with Christian Slater, right? Isn't he in Sleepers?
I don't know.
Kevin Bacon?
It's got Brad Pitt, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Some other actors.
Right. Jason Patrick, maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Number 8, future Best Picture winner, The English Patient.
Yes, previous My So-Called Podcast.
Good movie to make out to. No, yes, that's Schindler's List.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
But they do talk about it.
They do talk about The English Patient, too.
Elaine thinks it's boring.
Yeah, that's it.
Really cutting-edge hot takes on Seinfeld.
Exactly.
Number 7, Romeo plus Juliet.
Oh, previous My So-Called
Dawn
Podcast.
of Justice.
That's why we've had all those trivia questions already.
Number 6, Set It Off.
Oh, right, yeah. The Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah?
Yep.
Number 5, The Mirror Has Two Faces.
Babs.
Babs.
She's like butter.
She's back. She's got a new album.
Guess who's back?
Back in Time.
Barbara Streisand.
A Star is Born.
Yo, yep.
Number 4, Jangle All the Way.
Woo!
Coming in hot. Number 4.
Future Anakin Skywalker as Jingle All the Way. That's my marketing. That's how I'd market it.
Is that Hayden Christensen?
No, Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd is the Jamie
from
in Jingle All the Way. That just came to me.
No.
He has a shaved head in this one, so his mop top.
You didn't get it, right? And he's not.
He's still a really bad actor,
and he's not just talking about everything he's doing. Like, I know 3P or R2D2. The ship's just controlling itself.
I'm just the narrator.
Exactly.
Number 3, Ransom. Give me my son. This is on your money's for your head.
Give me back my son. I'll pay you the ransom.
Give me back my son, you Jews.
That's right.
That's what he wanted to say. They had so many cuts of him saying, give me back my son, you Jews. They had to keep telling him, Mel, that's not the line, man.
Isn't it Ron Howard directed that one? Yeah.
Hey, Mel, can we leave the Jews part out for this?
I like what you're doing.
Yeah, but we're having fun, but...
like the energy you're bringing.
Future solo director, me.
Exactly.
Number 2, Space Jam.
Oh, Space Jam?
It's about a bunch of moms that get together and have a jam competition in space.
I don't think so. I think it's about the band Space having a jam.
Yep. I'm surprised that made $16 million in its second week. The band Space just jamming.
Is that?
They're like,
they're not
the female of the species is more deadlier than the male. Number 1, Star Trek: First Contact.
Ooh, yeah, I went and saw that.
Space. The Final Frontier.
I didn't go see Generations, but I went and saw First Contact.
Yeah, I went to see First Contact at the theater. That's Borg Lady.
Yep.
Borg Lady.
Borg Lady.
Borg Lady.
Borg Lady. Borg Lady.
This one was action-packed.
Yeah, it was.
I liked it.
I haven't seen it since, but I remember liking it then.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed watching Star Trek The Next Generation on the television.
Yeah.
Throughout the 90s.
Oh, I didn't watch Star Trek The Next Generation throughout the 90s.
Oh, really?
Or any Star Trek shows.
Yeah,
but I've seen all the movies.
Yeah. I think the way to enjoy...
Even Undiscovered Country.
That's my favorite.
Oh, episode 4 is...
No, Undiscovered Country is 6.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Okay. But episode 4 is the best.
With the whales?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, everybody says the even ones are the best. So 2, 4, 6.
You're at the count.
And First Contact is 8, so it holds up.
Well, Search for Spock's okay as episode 3.
That's true.
Yeah,
but it's sort of like a extended, like, coda to 2.
Yeah. So
2 and 3 and 4.
4. Yeah.
4 is not really a Star Trek movie. It's more of a, like, the guys from Star Trek get into a crazy adventure in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I like it.
It's good.
I like when Scotty talks to the mouse.
God.
Hello,
he goes,
computer.
He talks to God.
That's 5.
Yeah, that's the one that's bad.
That's real
right.
bad.
Yeah,
real bad. The Final Frontier is what that's called.
Yeah, that's the one I meant to make the joke about then.
The Undiscovered Country is the one where they're having a peace deal between the Klingons and the humans, and a Klingon gets assassinated, and McCoy and Kirk get framed for it.
And are they on the Klingon ship for most of that? Are they?
They're on a prison. They go to a prison planet and how to break out.
Oh, yeah.
And Iman is in the film as a shapeshifter.
Mrs.
That was when
Bowie.
That's when morphing was brand new.
Yes.
She morphs.
Good stuff. Well, we'll have to continue this conversation on our Star Trek podcast.
Hey, you going to talk about Star Trek some more?
Exactly.
I like Star Trek.
Sure, we can.
I was going to give you some advice. A little advice from an old Next Generation person. Right. Find out which episodes are the respected and well-regarded ones, and cherry-pick those episodes and watch them only on Netflix or whatnot. Do not just sit down and start the first season and just plow through.
Don't binge it.
No, because remember, there's like 40 a season, so there's some stinkers, right? So you want to watch the good ones.
Okay.
But there's some real good writing on that show.
All right. I mean, any episode with Whoopi Goldberg's then, right?
Guinan.
Yep.
She's the bartender.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. I didn't actually... I'm not completely clueless like Alicia Silverstone.
Right. That was the sequel to Clueless. Completely clueless.
Exactly.
So, Gary, you got an either-or for me about this here film?
So, either... Arnold Schwarzenegger is the problem with this film, or there's a whole lot of other problems. Either or is,
okay, I'll take two.
Have you seen the end where Rita Wilson is like, "What'd you get me?" And he's like, "Oh, that was supposed to be setting up for a sequel." So either this film deserved a trilogy or
the Jingle verse.
All 7 movies like Harry Potter is what I'm thinking.
No, I mean, I feel like what really needed to happen would be we'd have a movie about Jim Belushi's Santa Criminals, and a movie about the Mall Balls, and a movie about Phil Hartman and what's going on with him.
Right.
A whole backstory of Sinbad. I want a whole Jingle cinematic universe.
Yeah, that's
like
what
a movie
I'm craving.
For each one of those characters, maybe 90, 100 minutes, and then Jingle All the Way comes out. It's like the Avengers of all these characters. Finally, it comes out. Because I was lost. I didn't understand all these people's motivations. I needed more backstory of some of these people.
Yeah, definitely. Goodness.
Jingle All the Way, Gary, is a film. It's cinema. It's pure cinema. Starring Arnold Schwarzenegger as Howard Langston.
Yeah.
Right?
Howard Langston.
And I watched this movie with my 2 youngest kids, and the whole first 45 minutes, they're like, what's wrong with his voice?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they've never seen a Schwarzenegger movie before. And they just don't ever attempt to explain, why is he 7 feet tall? Why is he 300 pounds? Why does he have an Austrian accent?
Right, I guess you could have... play with that, but Phil Hartman does say you can't bench or press out of this one. Bench press yourself out of this one.
Bench your press.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have left it in.
Yeah,
they weren't even trying. So anyway, it's about a workaholic dad, if you will, who's always selling things over the phone.
You're my
mattresses, I believe.
Yeah,
he works for Lisa.
Yeah, right. That's right. But they sell themselves.
And he's such a hard worker. He's working during the holiday party at work.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they set that up.
We zoom after watching a commercial for the most popular toy in the land.
That wasn't just
or a TV show.
TV show,
Sort of a He-Man type.
Yeah, character. Power Rangers
type thing.
Yes.
Where they sort of had a little fun at the very beginning, where they had people dressed up as Turbo Man and gopher or whatever.
Yeah,
sidekick.
Pink. Well, we don't know who that was, but who was the bad guy? Was there somebody bad guy?
The bad guy had a brain on top of his head. It sort of looked Power Ranger-esque.
Yes.
Zoom back. Jake Lloyd playing the character of Jamie. Howard's son.
Annie
is watching Turbo Man.
Yep.
On TV. Cut to Rita Wilson is talking on the phone to workaholic Howard Langston, who works smash cut. Wipe, star wipe, line wipe, side swipe, to swipe left on this movie. To Howard Langston. He's a workaholic, Gary.
Yeah,
he's at work.
His secretary has told him, "Hey, we got to set up." Rita Wilson's already said, "Hey, your karate is," or did he come in and say, "Will Dad be at my karate class?"
Exposition.
Exactly.
Jamie's got a karate class.
Or
Howard doesn't want to miss it, or does he?
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't want to miss it, but he's a multitasker. He's a workaholic.
Yeah.
He's a deadbeat dad.
His secretary's already told him to leave, but
Jamie's karate is in 30 minutes.
He's got it too close.
He's selling mattresses.
And that's like that.
You're my favorite customer.
He's like,
You're my favorite customer.
I'm gonna make it.
You're my number one customer.
I'm gonna make it. And then he comes in, he's like, I didn't make it. Wah, wah.
Only after he talks to his wife on the phone and ends it with his signature, "You're my number one customer."
Oh, that's right.
Because he's on autopilot. He's on autopilot. He's not engaging with his family.
No, he wasn't.
He gets there. This is when we run in first time to one of my favorite comedic actors of all time, Phil Hartman.
Shame that I don't even like Phil Hartman in this movie.
Phil Hartman plays the character of Ted Moulton.
Ooh, Ted the molester Moulton.
Ted lives next door to the Langstons.
Yep.
He is just basically the direction that Brian Levant must have given to Phil Hartman was, you know how you're smarmy sometimes on Saturday Night Live?
Yes.
Just do that the whole movie.
And take it up a notch. Let's go even more smarmy.
And he was like, I can do that.
Exactly.
And halfway through the movie, nobody stopped to be like, why is he smarmy?
Yeah.
Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
He's written as the dad that does the dad stuff better than Howard.
Right. Yep.
And it bothers Arnold Schwarzenegger. But the confusing thing is, that wouldn't it then mean that he'd want to be more like Ted? But instead, it's sort of like Ted's doing it in his place, literally trying to steal his wife.
Yeah, he does. He's trying to move in, take the family.
But
I think he just likes, they kind of give the impression that Phil Hartman's character is making it with a lot of the wives.
So I think in the first scene, it seems like they are trying to give the impression that he is sleeping with all of the moms, or at least a few of them.
Yeah.
But then later on, it's like he's just showing up the dads. And then later on, he's trying to move in on...
Well, yeah, that becomes a thing. He moves in on Rita Wilson. He's like, I see a conquest, and I'm going to conquest it.
Yeah, so none of that makes any sense.
No,
that's not what real people do ever. This is not a thing.
This movie devolves into...
okay, let's slow down.
Okay.
So...
You want me to pump those brakes?
Pump those brakes. Howard doesn't make it to the karate recital. No. He comes home. Jamie is pissed. Yep. He goes upstairs. He says, Dad, you blew it again.
He's punching holes in drywall. He's
He murders a few sand people.
He
goes home. Yoda's not there. He kills all the Padawans.
He chokes General Tarkin.
He kills Mace Windu.
Exactly.
Spoiler alert for Jingle All the Way 2. That'd be cool if they made Jingle All the Way 2 with Hayden Christensen.
That would be, yes. I would watch that.
Ewan McGregor is now the Phil Hartman character. Anyway, Jamie is pissed. He goes upstairs. Arnold Schwarzenegger goes after him. He's like, I got a speeding ticket. What did I do? Fake news.
I can't believe
this conversation is much more enjoyable than the film.
It's not my fault.
There was traffic.
Come on.
In Minnesota.
Of all places.
What do you want here? What do you want here? So he goes upstairs and he's like, Charlie, I'm going to tie your purple belt on my head and make racist noises.
And he says, I'll get you what you want.
He says, for
Christmas.
Here's the deal, kid. I have money. You don't.
Exactly.
You can be mad at me all you want, but I'm going to try to buy your love.
And he said, young...
Might I make a point that it's December 23rd at this point?
Right, that's true. And young Jake Lloyd's like, I'm for sale. This is what I want.
You know what? I was going to be mad at you for the rest of the evening, but now that you mention the fact that you have the credit card in the family,
exactly,
there is something that I want.
I'd like this action figure, a doll.
You would think that normally people would be like, it's December 23rd at night.
Yeah, he shouldn't have made that promise.
I'll get you whatever you want. Not a good promise.
Not at all.
This is what the movie's about. We've arrived at the crux.
The crux.
We found the crux.
This is your inciting incident.
What he wants is
a doll, the Turbo Man action figure.
That's right. Everybody wants it. There's not enough. And I want some too.
Everybody needs some.
Schwarzenegger would say, everybody wants some, and he would show up to a toy store the next day.
Yeah.
And Sinbad, with a mailman outfit on, would say, I want some too! Ow!
Everybody needs some? Baby, how about you?
And you know what?
Yes.
Everybody wants some.
They do, yeah.
But there's no more Turbo Man dolls.
And we finally see Chris Parnell in his screen debut.
Where he's like, hey guys. This guy wants a Turbo Man. Do we have any Turbo Men?
Laugh, 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 laugh.
So here we get to the part of the film that is depicted on the poster.
Yeah.
That what I think would be depicted in the imaginations of the studio executives that greenlit this movie.
And the trailer that we listened to was also kind of like two dads.
Right.
You know? And
basically, I think there were a few toys in the late 80s and early 90s where there was a lot of demand and not a lot of supply.
Right. There was that Cabbage Patch is the original inspiration for it.
I would agree. And I would think Tickle Me Elmo would go on that list.
I was reading about it, and they got actually fortunate because Tickle Me Elbow was the 90s.
Tickle Me Elbow. That's a different toy.
Yeah. If
you tickle my elbow, you just see what happens. Tickle me elbow. It was a dirty pirate doll.
No, it's not even a toy.
His pants drop. It's a leprechaun. He's like, tickle me elbow.
That's right. But Tickle Me Elmo was in 1996. It came out. The holiday that this came out. Yeah.
So it happened again.
Right.
All right. Anyway, so here's the pitch meeting. Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, two dads.
Yeah.
They want a toy, but there's none of the toys left.
Yeah, it's the hottest
and somebody was like, that sounds great.
Right.
Lampooning consumerism culture.
Yep.
And so, I think, my guess is that the movie gets greenlit on this idea of like, yeah, it's a comedy, it's at the holidays, the dad wants a toy, he can't get it.
Can't get it, yeah, it's the hottest toy.
And there's a scene of like all of the people are busting into the toy store. They step all over the guy that opens the door. He even has a footprint on him. And then, inexplicably, parents are just flying through the air, knocking over shelves of toys. Is Schwarzenegger throwing them? Are they jumping? Can they fly?
Both. All of the above.
I mean, it's almost impressionistic. It's like all of the parents are going in, but they don't know how to walk anymore. They don't know how to shop. They're flailing their arms about in a frantic effort to buy the toys that are not in the store. The toys are not there.
Right.
Like in reality, they would walk in and go, oh, they don't have any, and leave.
Right.
Like they wouldn't explode like they do in the movie.
All the other parents besides Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger know, because they're all like...
But why are the other parents like busting into the store and knocking stuff over then?
I don't know. I don't know why they're... I mean, I guess they needed to get that pink bear toy that Lisa Simpson sells them.
I don't know what that is called.
That was Yeardley Smith.
Oh, yeah. I like her.
Yep.
So he has a little chat with Sinbad. Then they have this, rock'em sock'em parents thing.
Yep.
He finds out there's no Turbo Man anywhere.
We get a nice montage of
and then we get a montage.
You gotta have a montage
where he's going to buy and finding out there's no Turbo Man.
None, yep.
Isn't the movie about the fact that he's shopping and can't find Turbo Man? Why did they turn that into a montage? Well, like, there's nothing left to do once the montage is over. They're like, oh crap, we just did the whole movie on a montage.
Yeah. And
they're like, hum.
How about
remember the Blues Brothers? How in the Blues Brothers they made the cops angry over and over again?
Yeah.
Let's have that happen to Arnold for no reason in this movie, even though it's not about police and he's not an outlaw.
No.
He's not breaking the law, he's just trying to shop.
Right. He does
got it. Blues Brothers. We'll add that in.
Break the cop's bicycle.
And they're like, that's like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
And then Sinbad, he's another father who wants also the Turbo Man.
Yep.
He wants to buddy up with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I don't understand this plan. How are they going to buddy up to get something?
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Yeah. How he says, let's team up. And if there's, I guess if they discover that there's more than
like
one.
If they found 10 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But how would they, just call me if you find any might be a reasonable thing to say.
Right.
But this is all forced so that when he says no, Sinbad will be mad at him for some reason.
Yeah, right.
Because Sinbad is this very forced antagonist.
Yeah, it's
because reality of the script is that the antagonist is the absence of Turbo Man dolls.
Right. Because there's even scenes where they're the scene in the diner where they're sitting and talking and
Sinbad's spiking his coffee with whiskey.
Right.
Why is that in the movie?
I don't know. Yeah. I guess just for that image where Arnold Schwarzenegger imagined his son as being a mailman, the worst possible thing a son could be.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a little racist.
Yeah, exactly.
My son might become Sinbad. Oh.
Yeah, I can't. I gotta get this Turbo Man toy.
So anyway, at this point, I'm thinking that the screenwriters sat around and they're like, well, okay.
And one of the screenwriters, I think he did a pass over it, was Christopher Columbus of
Sailing Across the Sea.
No, Adventures in Babysitting, the Christmas Chronicles.
Well, Christopher Columbus, this is a 1492 production.
Right.
This is Christopher Columbus production. And I do think at this point he's starting to kind of farm out the work, just like his John Hughes before him had sort of farmed out the work. With varying degrees less of success along the way. There's the frantic energy. There's the Christmas Carol classics playing on the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
There's the holiday setting. There's the people falling down.
Mm-hmm.
why isn't this a hit? Why doesn't this work? And Home Alone does.
Well, I think that goes to my question whether it was Arnold Schwarzenegger's just the wrong person to be.
Oh, I didn't answer it, did I?
No.
I would say that there's 100 other reasons.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's not even in a fully formed idea of a screenplay. It's not even a pitch.
I mean, it was a pitch, but then that was it.
It's a bad pitch.
It's like, hey,
because the idea is the idea Christmas has become too commercialized,
right?
Or is the idea he's a bad father and he has to buy something to make his son happy, right?
Well, right, and that's a hard antagonist to our protagonist to root for. It's like, oh, he is a bad father.
He's a bad father.
We know he's a bad father.
His motivation is to buy something to make it up for the fact that he's a bad father,
right?
Which wouldn't make up for anything.
Yeah, in the long run, no. And then
and a series of obstacles gets in his way from being able to buy this thing.
He keeps making bad choices, and it's like, yeah, this is not somebody who I want to succeed because he makes these bad choices, and
he's not funny on his own.
No.
He's not believable as the person that he's cast as.
Right. That is a big problem.
Sinbad, who's a funny guy usually.
Yeah.
Not funny here.
No, I had the one laugh when it was an actual bomb. He's like, well, that was a real bomb? So that made me chuckle.
There's an entire scene to pad for running time with Jim Belushi and a bunch of short people.
That came out of nowhere. It was kind of like he's looking for this toy, but then Jim Belushi's like, hey, I can get this shit. And I guess it was just to have Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you think that scene was rewritten after they got Schwarzenegger? Because it's like, we can make this an action scene with Schwarzenegger.
And in that scene is the first scene where it seems like the laws of physics don't apply.
Right, it starts becoming
punches
a cartoon.
A short person, and the short person flies across the room. Yeah. Somebody punches him, and he flies up into the air.
Hitting the guy really fast.
There's a person who's like 2 or 3 feet taller than him, and that is not possible.
No, right.
But it's like he goes, and there's some sort of underground Santa toy ring happening.
Right. He says
what would you say that their business model of this underground toy ring is?
Getting counterfeit knockoff toys, or, because the Turbo Man was speaking in Spanish, and he just fell apart.
So they have a bunch of crappy Turbo Man, or it seems like they have lots of other toys there.
That's true, yeah.
So what are they doing?
They're selling these toys to people, I guess.
That's illegal to sell toys to people?
They're scalping the toys for $300 for the Turbo Man. I guess they might be selling those other toys.
So if somebody was selling toys at a high rate of price that were low quality, the cops would bust in with weapons drawn.
Yeah.
And pull everybody away in handcuffs.
It's a little thing called prohibition on toys.
So it doesn't make any sense what's happening there. The fact that somebody would try to sell him a cheap knockoff for $300, I'm sure that could possibly happen.
Sure, yeah.
But the fact that it's Santa, a bunch of Santas in a warehouse.
Right, I don't know why.
Then they have a fight scene like you're alluding to.
Yeah.
So it starts to get to be like, this screenplay is treading water.
Well, right. It's no longer concerned about what happened, what is real and what is not.
Which is really perilous.
Yeah. And, so there's the one scene where Sinbad... so after that scene, Arnold Schwarzenegger is driving and his car runs out of gas and he pushes it to a diner. And he's sitting there at the diner. And
seems to be miles away from this diner.
Yeah.
He just pushes his car in
all
by himself.
Have you seen him? And Sinbad again ends up at the diner and they're talking. And then there's a radio. Martin Mull on the radio says you can get a Turbo Man.
And so then we see the cycle of the film continue to be Arnold Schwarzenegger talks to Sinbad and then they have to push and shove their way somewhere to be the first one to get somewhere.
Right, yeah, this is the third time they're doing that.
Because there's also the Mall of America scene where they're throwing out ping pong balls.
The rubber bouncy balls, I think.
Right, and each one has a number, and they're going to pull them by random, but then it's like the MacGuffin becomes the rubber bouncing ball. Yeah. So there's a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to get a ball. There's a whole scene in this movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is trying to get a ball.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Riveting stuff.
Right. And then, so that's where they get to the radio station and they banging Martin Mull calls the police. This is when the police finally do get more involved. Well, I guess they got involved with the... previously, but...
Well, and the aforementioned missing the karate, that's his speeding ticket as well.
And then he hits the cop's motorcycle, breaks the mirror off of it.
Right.
And then, that's where Sinbad says he has, or Sinbad has a bomb, and he, which is again just making jokes about mailman back in the 90s. There's a couple stories.
Remember, there was some mailmen that killed people, and that we thought was funny.
It's a stressful job,
right?
You know, and then. We forgot to mention about the parade that they were talked about. We go to it every year, Dad.
Well, at least Mom and I do. So he says, I promise you this, Jamie. I will go to the parade.
I don't know. You need to work on that. Let's do a pump.
I promise you, Jamie. I'll go to the parade.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I will be there, Jamie.
And during the whole time he's called home. You know, this is another movie that if they had cell phones these days, the whole Phil Hartman thing would not have happened because he would have just called her cell phone.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, there wasn't any cell phones.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah,
it makes making movies harder. All these cell phones.
The Phil Hartman thing. It's so weird. It's so weird. I just don't know what he's doing. He's just sliming his way around.
He's just trying to bed Rita Wilson. And you know what? My good friend Tom Hanks said it's worth it.
I was actually trying to imagine Tom Hanks watching this with Rita Wilson. Like, what did she say?
Right.
And then what did he say?
Well, he probably said, you know what? I'm a 9-timer or a 5-timer on Saturday Night Live, and I know Phil Hartman, and he's a funny guy, but not in this.
He was like, I did Philadelphia, I did Forrest Gump, I've got Saving Private Ryan in the can.
Yeah.
This is what you're up to, Rita?
Yeah.
God damn it, Rita!
Exactly.
That's what he said. No, I was thinking from the perspective of a husband.
Uh-huh.
Are you like, oh, that's a fun family
good
lark?
Job.
Or do you're honest? You're like, Rita, it didn't come out like we wanted it.
Right.
Did it?
Right.
You know?
Let's go
I blame Levant.
Let's go do that thing you do. Exactly.
So then the movie really goes off the rails.
Oh, once he becomes Turbo Man?
On accident.
Yes.
He runs into a room.
Avoiding the cop that he just spilled coffee on.
Real hot coffee. He burned him real bad.
He burned him. He needs to go to a hospital.
Yeah, I mean, the cop in real life would be, Rich from Sue and McDonald's. He'd be at the burn unit.
Yes.
But instead, he's running after Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger has to duck Howard Langston.
Yes. He already has... the cop also has already been blown up with a said bomb.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And he ran into a bus.
Oh,
head first.
Right. Yeah, that's right. He's concussed.
It's hilarious.
He's burnt, yeah.
It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Anyway.
So...
Langston runs into the back of somewhere where the parade's getting set up, and they're like, are you the guy? And he goes,
I'm not the guy. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. But anyway, they put on this Turbo Man suit, and they say the other guy who did this before has brain activity, they say at the hospital, which is a good thing.
It is.
Meanwhile, Booger from Revenge of the Nerds is the pink sidekick.
Yeah, Charles.
So he's Turbo Man. He's on a float. He did make it to the parade, Gary.
He did.
He's there after all his trials and tribulations.
But you know who else is there?
Sinbad.
Sinbad
has actually happened. Just so happened to steal the suit of the nemesis of Turbo Man.
I guess you could make the case that Sinbad did not know about Arnold Schwarzenegger being there. His plan was he was just going to go steal the Turbo Man.
He just happened to think the easiest way to get a Turbo Man would be to dress up in the Turbo Man nemesis costume, presumably kidnapping or killing the actor who was supposed to do it.
I think you see him throw some garland, or he's all tied up. No,
he's got garlic?
Garland.
Oh, he tied him up. So he kidnaps this actor. Doesn't kill him.
I mean, he's
because, I mean, if he's going to steal a Turbo Man, just sneak into somebody's house and steal a Turbo Man. This plan is flawed.
Which we forgot to say is that scene happened before the parade, is where Arnold Schwarzenegger beats up the reindeer in Phil Hartman's house, trying to steal the Turbo Man.
So, just a great guy. You're rooting for him
you want
all the way.
Yes.
You're jingling all the way for Howard Langston.
Jingled all the way.
Anyway, so he puts on his jingle jangles.
Yeah.
He's saluting the crowd. He's Turbo Man.
He's
I'm Turbo Man.
I can get used to this.
I can get used to this.
Yeah,
okay, can we just time out for a second?
Okay.
The guy's been in movies for almost 30 years at this point. He still can't speak English properly.
Oh, you know. Yeah.
I can get used to this. That's not the expression. Why doesn't the director just say, well, Arnold, actually in America, since you're pretending to be an American and we haven't addressed your accent, we say, I could get used to this.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it takes. But nobody does it. And he doesn't say the word that when he means that. He says this. This is my promise to you, Jamie.
Oh, it's like,
right. This is my this.
Right.
He never says that. Doesn't say the word that.
Well, why would you?
Anyway, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, people do other accents. It's a thing. You can learn a dialect.
Right. Yeah.
It's laziness.
That's not him.
30 years into his career, 20 years into his career at this
20,
point. Yeah. I just had to get that off my chest.
I'm glad you got that off.
Anyway, he says, I can get used to this. Yes. And he's saluting the crowd. Nobody knows that it's him because he's got a little visor over his eyes. Like nobody could ever tell.
Batman. I saw a nice comment where Lois Lane was posting pictures to Facebook, and it said, do you want to tag Clark Kent? She's
and the picture was of Superman.
Yeah, right. And
nice.
so was the algorithm.
The algorithm's smarter than Lois.
Exactly.
And she's a reporter.
Exactly.
Those powers of observation really let her down.
So. But then he starts flying around.
You're like, well, this is an amusing situation. Sinbad's supposed to pretend to be the bad guy. Turbo Man's supposed to pretend to be the good guy.
Commentators are like, oh, it's all part of the show, folks. It's all part of the show.
And so Sinbad comes down. He starts threatening Jamie physically.
Right away.
Threatening a young boy.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Give me that turbo doll. I'm going to kill you, kid. I'm serious. I'm not joking.
I'm filled with a holiday spirit just remembering this scene.
Yeah.
And so Jamie decides to run away.
Right.
Climb up a building.
Of course.
Like he would.
Yeah, of course.
Sinbad at this point is like, this plan I have has no flaws. I'm just going to threaten a child in front of all these onlookers.
Do you think Jake Lloyd was trying to get the higher ground because he knows if you get the higher ground, it's over?
It's over. I think he needed a lightsaber too.
Oh, okay.
No, it's Hayden Christensen that knows that. Actually, it isn't. It's
Obi-Wan,
Ewan McGregor that knows that. Anyhow, he's trying to get to higher ground or whatnot. Sinbad's chasing after him, a flawless plan.
Yes.
And Schwarzenegger, what's he going to do?
What can he do?
He is going
He's dressed in a fake Turbo Man costume.
In the world of this movie, in a local parade in 1996,
yes,
they dress a guy up like Turbo Man and have the world's first fully functioning jetpack that actually works.
I think this is in the same universe as the Rocketeer.
So that's the plan, is to put a real jetpack on Turbo Man the actor.
Right.
So that he can fly into space around buildings.
I don't think he got all the way up to space. I think it was, it's definitely upper stratosphere, but
around buildings, he can fly like Superman, out of control to make us laugh.
Oh, and I was laughing.
And rescue his son. But he doesn't rescue him by flying. He crashes. And then rescues him by throwing a boomerang at Sinbad. Who then falls on a present.
Right. Yeah, Sinbad falls down onto a present. But he still has to fly up and rescue his son.
Right. The jetpack comes back into play.
Yeah. It is.
And then at that point.
Flawless.
We have our denouement.
Oh, yes.
Our coda.
Yeah. Rita Wilson. Oh, he's my husband.
And Jake Lloyd is like, why do I even need this piece of crap toy?
Exactly.
Here you go, Sinbad. Yeah. You can have it. My dad is the real Turbo Man.
And he's like, I quit my job. We're going to sell the house. And we're just going to spend time together as a family now.
Sometimes when I'm watching movies, I think, man, I sure do like movies.
Yeah. But then there's other times.
Other times where I'm like,
other times.
Do I like movies?
Exactly.
Are there good movies? This is the type of movie that makes me doubt the power of cinema.
Yeah, right.
I just don't understand how a movie this wretched, like all around, 100% from top to the bottom gets made.
And that's what I was trying to say, is that Phil Hartman is a funny guy, and he just doesn't work at all. And Rita Wilson, she's a charismatic actress, and even it's like she has nothing to do.
She's being her normal self, but she's in a different movie than anybody else.
Well, I mean, we don't even get a full fleshed out story with her. I mean, I guess she's
a little disappointed in her husband. She's sort of punting it to Jamie to deal with.
Yeah, and
she's baking cookies.
Right, and I guess she does know that Phil Hartman's, she's smart enough to know that he's trying to
when he tells her.
Yeah, right. He tries to make the move. Yeah.
I wasn't invested in that part of the movie.
No. And then Sinbad can be funny. Yeah, I've enjoyed him in other stuff.
Yeah, he's a funny stand-up comedian.
Yep. So
I read online that he ad-libbed a lot of this dialogue.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if most of the film is ad-libbed.
Right.
Belushi ad-libbed some.
Right. Oh, I'm sure he did.
I'm sure
you didn't pay a screenwriter for this.
They spent a lot of money making it. They spent $60 million of 1996 cash making this.
All that special effects flying around.
I think it was $20 million to Schwarzenegger was part of it.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
And trying to hang a movie on a star.
I mean, did it make its money back?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Money well spent.
I just feel like whoever, it just had to be the most crass commercial people making it we don't care.
That's the same guy that made the Flintstones, the director of the Flintstones movie.
Did you ever see that?
No.
I never saw it either.
No.
That movie made a ton of money, but I think everybody that went was disappointed.
Well, right, because it was Brian Levant.
I've heard that the Viva Rock Vegas is better.
Oh, okay.
I really heard that, actually.
Oh, so well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, this is a gross movie, an unfunny movie, an unlikable movie, a pointless movie, a movie that will make you question your love of movies.
And you went and saw it at the theater, Eric?
Yeah, I went and saw it because some friends of mine and I were home from college. We like to walk around the Galleria Mall. And we were kind of bored shopping, so we were like, oh, let's go see a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you say, let's go see a Christmas movie, you kind of think it's going to have some Christmassy ness to it.
I mean, it has the Christmas songs.
Yeah. You think it's going to have some heartwarming portions or some Christmas spirit.
Right.
This is just a lot of punching and ornaments.
What else did you expect from Schwarzenegger, the communist?
Well, so if we had to rank all of Schwarzenegger's comedies,
okay,
we'd probably put number 1... Twins.
Yeah,
number 2, a close second, Kindergarten Cop.
Yep.
And I've never seen Junior, but I'm sure it's better than this.
Yeah, it had to be, right? It's got Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Emma Thompson.
It's got Danny DeVito.
Again.
From Twins.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I bet it's
There's no way that Schwarzenegger could make a bad movie.
No.
So I give this movie 0 jingles.
Yeah, maybe 1, 0, 0, 1, 0.
It was a real pain.
It's a bad movie. It's a real bad movie.
If I had to hear Schwarzenegger say Myron again,
that's
Sinbad's name.
That's right.
Myron, what are you doing here, Myron?
Right.
I can get used to this, Myron.
He said he can get used to it. That's what he's saying. You know, he has.
I'm just saying
when he's Turbo Man.
It's funny because my kids watch this movie, you know, and it's the first movie they've seen with Schwarzenegger in it, and I'm sure they're like, "Why is this gentleman in film?"
Yeah, they won't. Well, when they do see Terminator, they're gonna be blown away. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, that guy can do that!" And then when they do see Last Action Hero.
And then we see The Sixth Day.
Exactly, yeah.
Then they see End of Days.
Eraser. They'll be like, that's a pretty cool cannon, that Eraser gun. They got that rod gun.
Oh, yeah. It shoots like...
metal rods.
Yeah. Impales people.
Yep.
But then, isn't that like PG-13 movies? Weird.
Yeah, right.
Vanessa Williams.
Yes.
The girl in Eraser.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Computer. I remember they're also like a CGI alligator in that movie.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
And I think Farmer Hoggett kills himself.
Probably. You mean Tomolo, or no, he was...
James Cromwell.
Right, no, I'm trying to think of what his name is.
Rollo
Tomasi.
Tomasi, yeah, Rollo Tomasi. That was actually the original title of Eraser. The book that it was based on was called Farmer Hoggett Kills Himself.
That's right, I remember.
By Jane Austen. One of the classics.
Oh, thanks for listening to another episode of My So-Called Podcast.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
What are you trying to say, Gary?
It's time to end the show, Eric.
I've been Eric Spiegel.
I've been Gary Litton.
And to all a good night. Bye.
Bye.